Hey everyone, welcome back to Secrets from the Saddle, All Things Cycling podcast with your host Sylvie Day. We're sitting in Emporia, Kansas, and we're going to talk a little post-race stories. Yeah, we're sitting in the fairgrounds here, and these are my neighbors, and they're going to introduce themselves, where you're from, and what event you did. And then we're going to get right into the mud of it. Because it was fucking muddy. Hurry up, Owen, get in here. All right, so let's start with.
No, just get in here, Owen.
Yeah, you'll just have to jump in there somewhere. I don't know if you have a place to sit. You can sit on my lap. No,
Owen deserves a chair more than anything else.
Oh.
I didn't even ride. I
But
rode
the Irish
like
did in the
20
American
miles
chair.
yesterday.
Dude.
Funniest thing ever.
All right, you start.
I'm Mary, born and raised in St. Louis, but I'm going to school in Tucson. And I did the 100.
Cool. I'm Pat from New York City, did the 100.
I'm Kai from Chicago. I did the 100.
And show us your trophy.
Oh, yes.
We're gonna...
There's the trophy for winning the men's paracycling category.
Excellent. Congrats.
I'm Kevin from Chicago. I volunteered at the expo, and then I did support for some people doing the 200.
Ooh.
Hi, I'm Owen from Copenhagen. Started the Excel.
All right. Okay, so we've got a little bit of everybody from different events. So this is the big talk. I don't even know how this is going to flow, but the topic is mud and how much pain we endured. Who wants to get started with their story? How about Kai? Why don't you start about yours?
Oh, yeah. I probably had like the toughest time in the mud just because like I planned for mud. So I had this
Did you really?
Yeah, because I had a prosthetic.
Pick up your leg there.
Oh, this is my walking prosthetic. I have one I made just for gravel, and I had it made with Unbound in mind.
Really?
In case it rained after last year. And Mid-South also this year was really rough.
You were here last year? I heard it was even worse.
It wasn't. Oh, I did the 50 last year, so it wasn't as bad. I finished with like only 30 minutes of rain, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it was nice. It wasn't that bad, but basically it's like a normal prosthetic, and there's a cleat fiberglass onto the bottom.
Oh, okay.
And then walking definitely sucked because my feet were sinking in. Carrie was kind enough to keep me company the entire time, and I couldn't like carry the bike because I needed to lean on it for support for walking.
Right.
So I stopped every 5 or 10 minutes to like clean out like
Oh.
the fork and the rear triangle.
Did you get into grass?
Yeah, the grass kind of helped. Not really. I also scraped up the handlebars against the barbed wire a few times.
Oh, no.
So there's definitely scratches on both sides now.
Oh, no, yeah.
Did
the
you
bar-
did you ever feel like your prosthetic was like gonna come off in the mud?
Oh,
was,
it
like,
did.
sticky?
Okay, so actually, when I first hit the mud
off
section, yeah,
off your leg?
I was like, wow, that middle looks empty. Let me try to ride it.
Oh,
So I
I
tried
know.
riding it for like 50 yards, and then I fell over, unclipped in time. But then like when I was pulling my prosthetic out of the mud, it like came halfway off my leg, and I'm just like, ooh, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. So I just kind of stood there, let people pass me for like 5 minutes while I figured out how to put on my leg back on without like taking it off and getting it muddy. So
Oh, my
yeah.
God. Oh, that would have been really...
Yeah.
Was that in the middle? Oh, no, you guys were during the day.
Yeah, we were doing this. So
Oh,
that was
that
like
was
mile
sweet.
11 for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that happening at night? What to say? We're still standing there
Yeah.
in the mud. So how was your experience with the...
Definitely harder than last year. I did the 100 last year, came back, I was like, oh, like I'll try to go for a better result. Time-wise, did not plan for the mud at all.
I don't think anybody planned for that. But wasn't there muddy last year?
We kind of, to some degree, like beat the mud last year, at least the group that I was in. So like it started raining maybe like mile 80, 85, but it was just
Oh.
like hard packed gravel by
Yeah.
that point. So we didn't really have to deal with the mud. Like I had friends that also hiked their bikes for like 5 miles.
Yeah,
So this was a
that was
different.
the morning.
Yeah, this was a different experience altogether. It was truly like apocalyptic. Like the amount of I've never experienced anything like that in the race. I don't do cross. Um, just like a roadie at heart. So this is just a real unique experience.
I know. I'm like, I can't wait to get on my road bike. Like,
I
all
can't
the
wait for
jar-
the bike race part to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay, and Patrick. Kevin, sorry, you were volunteering. So what was it like when people started coming in off the course? Like,
It was fun. Like at the feed zones, I got to see everybody come in. I got to see all the pros come through, and then all the celebrities.
oh yeah.
Or
So
celebrities, whatever.
what did they look like? Were they all nice and clean, or?
No, they were all really dirty too.
Yeah.
Dylan Johnson was like an hour off the back at the first speed zones, which is weird. It was fun. They were dirty. They were fast. They didn't look as dirty as everyone else. I don't know how they got through the mud. Like, did they ride the grass?
Yeah, because it's like the grass was like
Oh, it was like a road on
was
either
good
side.
at the start. So then they rode through it and then rolled over it, which like protected them from the mud. So by the time we went through,
Oh, it was like a highway.
all the like the reeds and the grass was already buried. So then it was just mud.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Oh.
Yeah.
But slightly smoother mud.
Yeah.
I was surprised how flat it was on the sides, because I rode some of it like on the grass.
Yeah.
Where you finally realize you can get up and ride your bike
Mhm.
on the grass instead of push it. And I'm like, oh my god. I expected it to be ruddy and like way more rocks. I'm like, oh, this is kind of rideable. But I was all by myself, so I'm like, I don't have to worry about following people.
Yeah.
So did you see people coming like off the course that had?
At the end, yeah, I saw that too. Well, so did they. At the end, we all went back and had beers toward the finish line. But during the day, I was out on the course until 7.
Oh, okay, because I know like there were so many people who were like calling like for
I
pickups,
saw that a
There
lot.
like in the
so many.
middle of. You know,
There
I'm
were
just
people.
like, where are they picking you up?
There were people riding the highway home 30 miles from, I don't know the name of the town. It was further than Madison because I went to pick somebody up. It was the third stop on the, it was a neutral water. Yeah.
Oh,
Hamilton.
okay, I don't.
It was the last neutral water. And yeah, I got a call to pick somebody up and he was saying people were just stranded and paying $75 for an Uber and waiting 2 hours for it.
An Uber to come. I was just like,
Like,
how do the people find anybody in those roads?
That's
I
the
mean,
local very
the
nicely.
Did you
instructions.
see one?
The instructions where we're coming to town and it's gonna be the only group of people in this town. And that was true. There were like 3 buildings, there was a tent with some people in it, and that was where I went.
Wow.
Oh, was this Reese?
I don't think so. I think it was Hamilton. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, it was just like a convenience store.
There wasn't that maybe. I don't
Okay, I
know.
don't know. Well, this is the 100K. Was that on the 100K?
It was on the 200.
Oh, 200.
Yeah, people were stranded. It was kind of nuts. It was like the weather rolling through. The biggest thing, everyone wanted to know what the conditions were like. And I was like, I don't know, because they're changing. Like, we had one guy get through. He's like, oh, I hiked maybe a mile. And the second guy was like, I hiked 4 miles there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Because the thunderstorm had rolled through between them.
I think it depends where you're stuck, but I saw so many variations of gravel. I'm like, oh my god. I think I got nightmares at this event. Like, I could go home. Oh my god, you guys have no. This is beautiful stuff. Don't ever complain about the gravel around. So, Owen, how is yours? Because like when I saw you, you flew by me. I'm like, go! I knew you were faster than I was, but then I passed you in the middle of the night, and I was like,
Probably
oh.
a couple times maybe.
No. You look like you were having a mechanical, and it was kind of that section we were getting into the mud.
Yeah, I got a slow puncture, and I got out my little.
Was that before the night?
I think it was dark.
Getting dark?
It was getting dark, yeah. And I got out my little dart, and I was trying to figure out. I had instructions on how to use it, and I couldn't find it. The tire was so caked in mud, I couldn't actually find the
Oh
leak.
my
And I was looking
gosh.
around for literally half an hour, 40 minutes trying to find the leak, and I said, "Oh, I can't see it." So eventually, I just threw in. Fortunately, I had the sealant that came in the packs, the entry packs, so the swag bag, and I just jammed some sealant in there, and it worked. So I was
That's a
happy.
good thing
I
you
was
brought
so
that.
happy to be back cycling, and then I think at another some gravel section, it was just a cloud of stones flying everywhere. A little bit later on towards I think the Flint Hills, and it just my whole drivetrain locked up, and my grader just snapped off.
Did it snap off?
It just snapped off. Yeah.
Oh my
So that was a event.
Oh, it is
god.
single speed.
So you just made it a single speed?
Yeah, so I converted it. Fortunately, I had I have a camping train chain. I use pins, so I had a few pins, and I thought, it was tricky. It was really tricky trying to set it up. The first time wasn't great. Like it was too large
Too loose?
cog, and then all the dirt and everything. The chain kept popping off that cog.
Yeah.
And it was just terrible. So fortunately, I eventually, like, literally took me hours trying to get down off that just to go a few miles.
Oh my
And,
god. So where did you finish?
just outside. I finished up at El Dorado,
Oh, okay.
so I bumped into another guy there who had also lost his derailleur. So
Well, I remember in the morning section when we were hiking, and you pop out and you're like, okay, it looks good. And you go try and ride it, and then one of the guys popped out and he's coming down the hill, and then of course when you go up, that's where all the mud is, and he just stopped. His derailleur snapped right into 3 spokes, took them out, and he was. It was like right beside us. I'm like, I said, you cannot muscle your way through this, or else I just like, please don't. I was just like thinking my chain, please don't snap, because it would just sort of like kick back, and I'm like, just like very gently pedal. Like, I didn't have any mechanicals, thankfully. I didn't even want to think about it. I'm like, don't say it. It's like being stranded. Like, I was just thinking, you're just following these, like your GPS, turn here, turn here, and you know how far in you are.
You have no idea where you're at.
You have no idea where you're at,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I passed this girl, and she's pushing her bike. She's like, "I'm gonna be okay." She goes, "Oh, I'm gonna be picked up." And I was just like, "Where are they gonna be picking you up?" 'Cause, like, we're just into this steep section. I was like, how do you find people?
Yeah.
That was like, I don't want anything to happen. I'm just like, take care of my bike. So how was your experience?
I actually kind of like the mud section. I don't know. I race cyclocross, but I race it predominantly in Arizona where there's no mud. So whenever there's mud, I'm like, yay! It's actually real cyclocross conditions. And I was like, the whole time I was like, oh, this is such good practice for cyclocross nats in Kentucky this year.
I don't
And
think
I was kind of
cyclocross mud is like that though.
It's a little bit oilier. It doesn't stick as much. But that was kind of like, I was like kind of positive. I was like, okay, sweet. I was like talking people through it. But then, and I was like feeling really good until the first rain happened.
Oh.
And that's kind of when like my morale just snapped. And after that I was just like, okay, just spin through, Mary. You'll survive. Just finish it, Don't race it, just finish it. And then I got hailed on. And that was when I was really like,
Okay.
I want this to be over. Because it was like sideways rain, and I was like,
Did you have a coat?
No, I didn't bring one. Because I was like, what's a coat gonna do? It's just gonna make me, like, it's a 100-mile race. Just bike and you'll be warm. That was kind of like my idea with it. A coat's not gonna change much. Or maybe it will, I don't know. But anyway, like, I remember it was like coming sideways. and there was like bushes right by me, so I kind of like ducked and crouched like right by the bush, and I was kind of blocked by it. My helmet kept on getting like, but I was like, wow, this rain like really hurts. It's like really hard
Yeah, it
rain,
is,
and I
eh?
realized that my hand was bleeding, and I was like, it's not rain, it's hail. And I was like, oh, no.
Was that in the that must have been in the afternoon when it stopped.
Yeah, Patrick missed all of it.
Missed all the
He
rain.
was super speedy.
Yeah.
You
I
missed a big
wasn't.
rain cloud, eh?
Yeah, no rain. I saw it in the
Yeah, it
yeah.
was in the distance.
saw it in the distance. I was like, oh, I better make up some time here.
I like saw the spooky cloud and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, we're going around it. It's fine. And all of a sudden I'm like, I don't think we're going around the spooky cloud anymore.
It was like the thunder's right on top of your head. You're like,
Yeah, we had lightning like pretty close. It was
Yeah.
like me and like two other dudes, and I was like by them, and I was like, I don't know if I want to ride alone in this. You know, just if I die, I want to die with like people, not alone. That was like my main reasoning.
get
I was
struck
like,
by lightning.
you know, if I'm gonna go, at least I don't want to go alone. Like that's just sad.
Go pick up Mary. She's at mile.
It was at like mile like 90, and I was like, dude, we are literally so close,
Yeah.
and I'm getting hailed on.
I don't think I saw hail, but man, I was thankful for my Gore-Tex jacket.
I might need to invest in one after this race.
Yeah, well, maybe not Gore-Tex, kind of heavy and big, but
Mhm.
it certainly saved. It felt like it just kept on raining
Mhm.
for a very long time.
Handy during the night as well. It's nice to have something warm.
Yes, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think if I was doing like a night race, I definitely would have won it because I was like, the sun will come out eventually, you know, it'll be warmer. But night, no sun. So
One of the guys I was supporting had 3 of the same rain jacket, 1 with him and 2 with me, and he changed because he was so wet. He changed his kit and his jacket to at least have a dry layer, like start.
See,
to
that's what I
cover
was
dry.
thinking of. I'm like, because I brought extra clothes for the night. And I'm like, I thought, well, maybe I should like swap out my shorts. That would be a good idea. I didn't bring it. And socks. That would be a good idea.
Then you got
Didn't
this
do
got
that.
wet though. That was the thing. I had to go and get in the back again for that.
Yeah,
But they just got soaked. So it's like, well,
yeah, I know. They got soaked again, but I was like, oh, that would have been really nice. You know,
what type of socks were you wearing? Because I like
I did merino
Yeah, I
wool.
specifically did that too because I was
Yeah.
like, it's gonna rain.
and they were thicker to fill up my shoe, and that's, I don't know if that was why all my toes are still numb.
Ooh.
Oh, it was so painful. It was right off the bat. I tightened my shoes
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like, well, they're a little bit big, and I was like climbing. I'm like, I thought I was gonna go insane. I'm like, I have to stop and undo these shoelaces
Oh.
because there was like, it was like pain shooting through my bottom of my feet for the first 2 hours. Or I don't know how long I endured it, but then I finally stopped and like undid them, and then it was fine. But then I had all these hot spots underneath, like putting my feet down, then would shoot through my legs. I
God.
was
Oh,
like,
man.
"Whew,
You might need new shoes after this.
they are new shoes.
Oh no, that's the problem.
That might be a problem. I'm like, oh, maybe
Not
I need
broken
some,
in.
like-
Yeah.
But they were comfortable. Like I don't have any, like, I didn't get any blisters or anything like that. I think that worse, but I don't know. They just felt really flat, and I don't know. I think it was just like a lot of the pounding down and then the pulling up, and my knees are sore. Anybody's knees sore?
Everything's sore. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Okay.
I feel great.
That is me. You feel awesome.
I barely rode this weekend.
Until next year.
Next year.
Okay, so how's everybody feel about it? About like maybe coming back?
Yeah, definitely.
Really?
Definitely.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to.
I have just like I want to crack like top 50 and then I'll be like happy.
Oh.
Yeah. I got like
Okay, so what's
100
your training strategy? What's that gonna be like over the winter?
no, just the same. I mean, like I don't do any like gravel specific training. Just do like
No,
relays.
but like speed work and
Yeah, I mean
online.
our my team works with a coach, and in the winter time it's a lot of just
Swifting.
like deadlifts,
Hmm.
and low cadence work. A lot of low cadence work. Like
Okay. Strength work, you mean?
no, so like basically like riding the trainer at like 45 like RPM
Just
and
grinded it out.
pushing
Yeah.
pushing like tempo watts through like sweet spot type training.
I've never heard of that.
And it's really really painful, but you build up like a lot of strength from it.
Really? Do
Um,
you do any 90 RPM work?
nah. I mean like outside like the cadence specific now. But like our like weights training basically runs from like November through I would say like an end of January, early February, and then it's like back on the bike like 5 days a week.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you're gonna come back about a year.
I kind of want to do the 200. It's still calling to me, you know.
Oh my god.
After the 100, I like absolutely hated myself. But now that I'm like fine and like warm and like fed,
Oh.
it's like calling to me again. Because I didn't have a ton of time to like endurance train for this, you know, because I was like busy with school and then I had collegiate road nats and all this stuff. But now I'm kind of like, maybe if I develop more time, I can do it. You know, it's just like a little like challenge that's irking me, and I'm like, I can do that. It's humanly possible.
Okay.
I kind of want to try it.
And what about you?
Yeah, I might come back and do the 100 again. Maybe the 200. I was thinking about it before the race. Yeah, I think it would be fun, but I don't know. We'll see.
It
200 is
won't
a long
be
time to.
fun. It'll be satisfying.
Yes, that's true. It'll be very satisfying. It's definitely a very type 2 fun. You know, we're in the moment where you're just like, wow. Like when I was walking through that mud for 2 hours, I was like, wow, I really hate myself. It's like it's the first hour of the race, and I'm already like just crawling.
Yeah, I think without the mud, I'd be like, yeah, 200.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Let's do it. Go for it.
Yeah. 'cause
Oh
it's
yeah,
like-
if there's no mud, because
Yeah.
that took up a lot of
But there's just like that
time.
unpredictability of it. It's like,
Mhm.
I don't want to get stuck.
But I think
in the
that's the
mud.
thing with like all these big gravel races, right? Like we're coming from like around the world to like this specific small town, and like
Yeah.
we're all here whether or not like it rains or like it pours, thunderstorm, flooding.
I don't think you really think about that. I didn't think about that. Like Owen is from Ireland, so did you think about that? No.
No, I have no
I would
idea
come
what
here and
to
have my
expect.
derailleur ripped off my bike.
I mean, I think the one thing about these big gravel races is that, you know, you can't reschedule this, you know, you can't
Yeah.
do that. So it's one of those things where it's just like, whatever the conditions are, you're just going to have to power through it. And that's, I guess, the spirit of gravel. I don't know. Just,
No, I just never thought it would be like this. Because
Well-
at home, like our gravel isn't like this. It's like road packed, hard packed. It's like
We don't
maybe a
have
little
gravel.
gravelly. Well,
We don't have gravel in New York City. So,
Sounds like
Well-
a New York problem.
yeah.
is that new? But where would you go to ride?
You have to,
You have to go out to the countryside? somewhere?
basically you have to take like an hour and a half train
Oh,
north of the
okay.
city to get to any of the gravel.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Patrick, would you, or Kevin, would you come back and participate?
I volunteered so I can skip the lottery
Oh, yeah,
next
that's
year.
right. So you can come
Yeah,
next
so
year.
I think I'm gonna do 200 next year. Like I know I can ride 100 miles, like not an issue, it'd be hard, but I
Yeah.
can do it. Like 200 scares.
yeah.
Can I do it? I could die in a ditch.
Let's do it together, Kevin.
Let's do it, Kai.
Oh,
I'll think about it.
It's gonna be a good course next year.
hundreds for life.
There's gonna be no
Oh.
rain.
Oh,
Next year's gonna be perfect.
it's gonna be perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
If it's perfect, I'll do it. We'll
Third
see.
time's the charm.
oh my god.
I have been doubling the distance, so you know next year is the 200 here.
I don't leave me in the
Then after that, is it 400?
Ooh.
Then
No.
XL.
I don't think I would ever.
XL.
I don't think I would
Double
ever
XL.
do the XL because like I can't imagine like
You
riding
just do the
with
trans. Was it the trans?
transcontinental.
Yeah, there.
Yeah.
Just do that
I feel like that's
for
more
like
fun. It's
20
more scenic.
days.
That sounds rough. I don't know how people like do it.
I'd glamp it. I'd be like, we're gonna do like 6 hours a day camp. You know, I wouldn't race it. I would be like, we're having fun here. We're in it for the journey. Enjoy the
And
views.
40
smell
days,
the
so
roses.
like take the summer off from work.
Mhm.
So what was your? Did you guys have any favorite food? I had a cheeseburger. I thought that gave me total new life.
there was a family and they had a bucket of gummies. And I was a little bit cracked at this point, and I just like went up and I was like, "Squirmies!" And like I like yelled that, and I think they thought I was like probably like insane or something, or I don't know.
Do the kids get it?
Yeah, I don't know. But like I just like grabbed the worms. They were like half melted. I was like, ah, they were gummy worms, not real worms.
Oh, gummy worms are good.
Yeah, and I grabbed those, like put them in my mouth, and I was like, "Thank you so much," and like that was fun.
It's like, here's the list for the next person. What'd you bring?
I didn't have any like food, like non-nutrition.
Did you buy
food.
anything?
No, I just had my like on-bike nutrition, like gels, bars, drink mix.
Oh, how's your?
It was
how's it
fine.
feel?
Although like after the race, I went straight to like Burger King and like showered, changed, and like packed the car and like went to Burger King to have like nuggets and fries.
That sounds awesome.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
I'm like, where would there be McDonald's? Like, which
Well, the
city
McDonald's
would
the McDonald's was closed because like the register was down, and it was like, all right, Burger
that's
King,
tragic.
where are you?
Dude,
Um,
Casey's Pizza.
Casey's is where it's at.
see, we don't have Casey's.
It's
I was
so
just
good.
like, it's a foreign concept to me.
Really, New York City?
No
You don't in
Casey's.
Chicago,
not
you have to get out to the Birds or
Yeah.
Indiana.
Oh,
But it's just the best road trip, dude.
Yeah.
I know once I'm in the Midwest when I see a Casey, then I'm like, oh yeah. Literally. I'm like, we need to get Casey's Pizza right now.
Yo, I think we had Casey's like what? You've had it for like 2 meals already this weekend. I had it for breakfast 2 days ago.
I had it for 3 meals, because I also had it Thursday. So I had Thursday, Friday,
Nice.
Saturday.
oh, Owen, did you eat your pizza?
I did. It was so delicious. It was like, oh yes, it was just outside El Dorado actually. And I
Oh,
thought,
yeah?
I was kind of thinking that it's just wait to get to El Dorado first, and then I'll have a pizza. But I thought I
We
still
bought a
hungry.
box pizza at that
Yeah.
pizza truck over there before
Oh,
we
sick.
left. I'm like,
You
I'm gonna
carried
eat
it with
that
you?
at night.
Yeah. And
That's
it was
amazing.
Like, yeah. It was worth it. Yeah.
Wow.
I made that last so long. I was like eating it last night on our ride.
Wow.
Almost done.
Respect that.
Pull it out of the pack. Time for the za in the middle of the night.
Zao clock.
It's always on clock.
Mm-hmm.
Well, does anybody have any closing words for your experience?
It's a
Oh,
fun
we need to
place.
train.
Everyone should come downtown. Even if
At
not
least
racing, it's
at
super
least
fun.
once.
Or at least like one of the major like national, like massive, or actually at this point international level gravel events. You know, I feel like just the vibe and the people that you meet.
Yeah.
Like
Uh-huh.
yesterday, right before the start, there were like every state in the U.S. plus like 40 countries were
Yeah.
present, which was like such a wild concept to think about. Like they would come to literally like middle of nowhere, Kansas, like just race bikes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you can't do a long one, there's the 25 and 50. You can be done in an hour and a half.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
maybe
Get the
that's
sense
what
of
I'm gonna
Emporia.
And you
do.
still get to experience all the fun. And you get to have more fun. Like,
I heard the 25. She did the 25. Oh, they're gone. But she said it was awesome. No rain, no mud.
Yeah. You saw the people. I mean, on the 100 course, we like intersected with like the 50 and the 25, and you just saw the people that were doing the 50 and 25s without even knowing it. You could see them because like they were just happier, and their bikes were cleaner, and you just knew. Damn it, like,
You
they
guys
did a
merged
shorter
into
route.
like,
They were the smart ones.
Yeah.
your like back is full of mud,
Mhm.
face.
Yeah.
You've ingested so much mud at that point.
Well, I want to thank you guys for sitting down. I was like, yay, this is good because like everybody has a story of what happened. And so thanks a lot, everybody. And hope you guys subscribe to the podcast. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, everybody.
Cool.